The news hit hard. Hyundai, a fixture in America's auto industry, is leaving the US market by 2026. For decades, Hyundai was a symbol of global ambition, building factories, creating jobs, and embedding itself in the American dream. Its exit isn't just a business move, it marks a seismic shift in the world order. Once every global company wanted access to the American consumer. Now Hyundai's departure signals that the US is no longer the only game in town. The world is moving from a unipolar system to a multipolar one, with new centers of economic gravity. Hyundai isn't failing, it's thriving globally, but it's betting on growth outside America's increasingly protectionist borders. The company is pivoting to emerging markets in Asia, Africa, and Europe, investing in technologies that fit new regulatory landscapes. This is a calculated retreat, not a desperate one. Hyundai's move is a wake-up call. America's place in the world is no longer guaranteed. Is this a one-off, or the start of a trend? The exit of a major player like Hyundai forces tough questions. What policies and political climates led to this point? The world isn't waiting for America to lead, it's moving on. Understanding Hyundai's decision is key to understanding the new global reality. American exceptionalism is no longer a given, it must be earned. The departure is a symbol of a changing era. The American market is now just one of many options for global giants. The future will be shaped by those who adapt, not those who cling to the past. Hyundai's exit is a sign. The world is changing, and so must America. To grasp Hyundai's exit, we must revisit the last decade's trade policies. The Trump administration's tariffs aim to protect U.S. industries and force foreign automakers to build in America. Hyundai responded by expanding its Alabama plant and planning new EV facilities, trying to become more American. But protectionism brought unintended consequences: rising costs, supply chain chaos, and retaliatory tariffs. Even U.S.-assembled cars became more expensive, and global supply chains fractured. The strategy created uncertainty, making America a riskier place to do business. For Hyundai, the costs and regulatory hurdles outweighed the benefits. Meanwhile, faster-growing, more welcoming markets beckoned abroad. The very policies meant to secure America's industrial base ended up pushing companies out. Hyundai's exit is a stark lesson: building walls can isolate rather than protect. The gamble backfired, making the U.S. less attractive for global investment. Sometimes trying to keep companies in only drives them away. The global economy is interconnected. Protectionism has real costs. Hyundai's departure is proof. Hyundai's decision was driven by data, not emotion. Its North American operating margin plummeted to just over 2% in 2024, down from nearly 7% 5 years earlier. Tariffs, rising labor costs, and regulatory burdens squeezed profits to the breaking point. Meanwhile, in Asia and India, Hyundai enjoyed double-digit margins and booming demand. The U.S. market became a high-risk, low-reward proposition. The electric vehicle transition added to the challenge. America's patchwork policies and slow infrastructure rollout made returns uncertain. Europe and China, by contrast, offered clear mandates and strong government support. For Hyundai, reallocating capital to more stable, profitable markets was the rational choice. The U.S. political climate had become too unpredictable for long-term investment. CEOs answer to shareholders, and risk management is paramount. Hyundai's exit is a rational response to instability, not a sign of weakness. The American dream, for Hyundai, no longer justified the American risk. The numbers made the decision clear. Hyundai's exit will devastate America's industrial heartland. The closure of its Alabama plant means over 4,000 direct job losses, with ripple effects across suppliers and local businesses. The economic engine of the region will stall, and the local tax base will shrink, hurting schools and public services. Suppliers across the South, built to serve Hyundai, now face layoffs or bankruptcy. The shock will ripple through restaurants, retailers, and logistics companies. The American South's auto alley success story is shattered. Hyundai's departure signals to other global firms that the U.S. is a risky place to invest. Billions in public and private capital will be stranded. State and local incentives evaporate overnight. The empty factories will stand as stark reminders of the cost of protectionism. The economic fallout will be deep and lasting. The social impact of Hyundai's exit is profound. Thousands lose not just jobs but careers that offered stability and dignity. Communities will face rising unemployment, poverty, and social distress. Political divisions will deepen, with blame cast on trade policies or corporate loyalty. Workers become symbols in a national debate, while their real needs are overlooked. The promise of hard work leading to a good life is shaken. Trust in both corporations and government erodes. The social contract between companies and communities is broken. Future incentives for corporations will be met with skepticism. Healing this wound will take years. Analysts agree, Hyundai's withdrawal is a watershed moment. Dr. Anna Schwartz calls it the canary in the coal mine, a strategic response to years of trade friction and policy volatility. Other automakers are watching closely, considering similar moves. David Cole highlights the supply chain chaos caused by tariffs. Costs soared, competitiveness dropped. Hyundai absorbed these costs, but the math stopped working. Ian Bremmer points to America's political unpredictability. Global corporations crave stability, not wild policy swings. For many, predictability now trumps democracy and investment decisions. Dr. Robert Reich warns that punishing foreign companies instead of investing in skills and infrastructure has backfired. Fortress America has become a prison for its own economic potential. The solution isn't higher tariffs, but investment in education, infrastructure, and a social safety net. Hyundai's exit is a painful lesson. America must learn and adapt. The path forward is innovation, not isolation. The world is watching how the US responds. The stakes couldn't be higher. Hyundai's exit is a global chess move, not just an American story. The auto industry's center of gravity is shifting from the US to Asia. Hyundai is betting on growth in Asia and Europe, where stability and opportunity are greater. The world is fracturing into regional blocks, China's Belt and Road, the EU, and a more insular North America. Hyundai can't operate effectively in all three, so it's prioritizing where the future lies. This pivot accelerates Asia's technological and industrial rise. North America risks being left behind, losing innovation and competitiveness. The battle now is over: who sets global standards for technology? Hyundai's exit is a vote of no confidence in America's leadership. The rules have changed and America is no longer the sole referee. The automotive future is being written elsewhere. Hyundai's departure is a blow to America's technological future. Its US plants were set to lead in EVs, batteries, and autonomous tech. Now, that innovation ecosystem is moving abroad. America loses not just factories, but a front-row seat to the next wave of mobility technology. The US risks falling behind in the global race for AI, clean energy, and advanced manufacturing. Pushing out a leader like Hyundai weakens the entire industrial ecosystem. Innovation thrives on competition and collaboration, both now diminished. America must decide: will it build the future or become a museum of past industrial glory? The answer lies in attracting talent, capital, and ideas, not building walls. Hyundai's empty factories are a warning. The future won't be built in isolation. Hyundai's exit is a painful lesson, but also a chance for renewal. It's time for a clear-eyed reassessment of America's global role. The America First approach has weakened alliances and competitiveness. The path forward is engagement, innovation, and open trade. America must restore its reputation as a reliable partner and lower trade barriers. Political stability and policy consistency are essential for long-term strength. The US should invest massively in education, research, and next-generation industries. True competitiveness comes from innovation, not protectionism. America's greatest asset is its people. Invest in their skills and security. The closure of Hyundai's plant should spark a national effort to retrain and empower workers. Let this be a moment of renewal, not decline. The world is changing, and America must change with it. The future is still ours to shape, if we choose to act.